This is me 1 week into learning FPV. This is me 2 weeks into learning FPV. All right, this is me 3 weeks into learning FPV. This is me 30 days into learning FPV. Once I started my FPV journey, even before I had an FPV, I started a morning routine. It was wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, go to the gym, and then make sure that I would fly drone every single day. But I wouldn't use an FPV drone because at the time I didn't have one. So I used this. This is the DJI Mavic 3 Pro. Absolutely amazing drone. I've been using drones like this for the last 10 years, and now I wanted to kind of up my game up and get into the FPV space. I made it a point every day to make sure that I was flying at least 45 minutes in the simulator and that I was at least flying drone once a day. You never know what can happen when you're outdoors and when you're flying drones especially. So this gave me an opportunity to not only get some stick time in, but also just get some more outdoor experience. Even though I'm giving myself practice and muscle memory, I had to relearn said muscle memory, and that's where simulators come into play. Basically for free, you can start learning FPV and you can crash as much as you want, and guess what? You're not breaking a $500 drone every single time you crash. So I would put in 45 minutes of my simulator every single day, but at the time I didn't have a radio, a legit radio. So I had to use this, and this gets the job done. For me, I've been playing video games my entire life, as you can see, so having something like this in my hands always has felt natural. That's probably why I can sit in front of a TV for hours and hours and hours on end when it comes to editing or video games or whatever it may be. I have so much patience in the world, so that's why it made it so much easier and so much more natural for me to be able to get on the FPV simulators and just kind of start from there. Fruit carts coming in clutch, you guys. We got a little bit of mango, a little bit of cucumber, a little watermelon, we got a little bit of pineapple, threw some lime in there, and of course we had to put some tahini. All right, but yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this. All right, so I love flying drone every single day, but after getting on the sim and racking up so many hours, at a certain point I'm like, man, I just need the real thing. So that's when I started researching and researching and researching and researching. There is so much research that you need to do to be able to get your first ever drone. There's just so many drones out there. It's like, where do I even begin? Until eventually I came across this, the DJI Avata 2. I've already understood the ecosystem of DJI. They've got great technology, great safety features. Every time I've used a DJI product, all the way from the Phantom 1 to the Phantom 4 to the Mavic, to the Mavic Air, to the Mavic 3, all the way up to the Mavic 3 Pro, which is the drone that I'm flying with right now. So with the DJI Avata 2, I mean, it had to be great, right? It had to fall right into my ecosystem of drones that I use, of course. Let me know in the comment sections down below what your first ever FPV drone was, or if you don't have one, what's the first ever drone that you're planning on getting? To be honest with you, 2 years ago, I quit FPV. I'm gonna be making a video in the future about that, so make sure to keep your eyes out for that. But during that time, we were shooting a commercial for a basketball shoe, and my team needed to hire some FPV drone pilots, and these guys were the real deal. But for the life of me, I could not remember their names. So here's a pro tip real quick. Whenever you meet somebody and they give you your contact information, what I always do is I'll put a tiny little reminder next to their name so that if in the future I type in something like FPV, their name and FPV will pop up right next to it. So this opened up an opportunity for me because I got a hold of Sammy. But I asked him, what should I buy as my first FPV drone? And to be completely honest with you, he didn't give me an answer. Now I realize the reason why he was doing that is because he wasn't just gonna spoon feed me an answer. When you're getting your first drone, you're not necessarily looking for the best drone, because there is no best drone. There's drones for certain situations, there's drones for different scenarios. It's up to you to figure out what that is. I appreciate the fact that he didn't just spoon feed me an answer and figure out what's the best FPV drone for me. So anyways, I was telling him like, hey man, I was really looking at this DJI drone. And he said, the Avata 2? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, don't buy that. They are a great company. They make incredible gear. However, one of the things that DJI does really good is they create a lot of really good safety features. They make it easy for really anybody to be able to pick up a drone and just go ahead and fly it right now, right straight out of the box. You can go out and fly it. If you're going to be taking FPV seriously, this is not necessarily the place to start. It teaches you bad habits. I mean, it takes off and it lands by itself. And landing an FPV drone is honestly one of the key fundamental things that you need to understand. And if something is doing it for you, you're not going to learn that. And that's going to end up becoming detrimental to your learning experience in the long run. So with that said, I took that advice. I went back to the drawing board, and this is the FPV drone that I got as my first ever drone. This right here is the Avata 2 made by DJI. But wait, trust, didn't Sammy just tell you not to get the DJI Avata 2? But hear me out. As I'm looking around, I get a notification on an app called OfferUp. If you guys don't know what OfferUp, it's a really good resource. Make sure to check it out. This guy is selling the entire DJI Avata 2 Fly More bundle for $900, you guys. Let me explain to you something. For $900, I'm getting the complete DJI Avata 2 Fly More bundle kit. Comes with 3 batteries, comes with the goggles that are $500 before taxes if I were to buy them separately. The controller by itself is $250. So after taxes, you're already in the $800, $850 ballpark range. And the DJI Goggles 3 are arguably the best goggles that you can get in FPV right now. So I had to jump on this. Let me know in the comments right now if you think that's a pretty good deal. $900 out the door, no taxes. I mean, come on. So from there, I headed to San Francisco for the NBA All-Star Weekend. So I brought my FPV drone out there, but to be completely honest with you, I was way too scared to fly the drone in the big city. But I did bring the DJI Mavic 3 and get some really cool footage of San Francisco while I was there. As I'm driving home from San Francisco down to Los Angeles, I had to stop and get gas. At this gas station that I was at, there's this really cool abandoned house, like in the lot right behind the gas station. I think this is my opportunity to go ahead and get my first ever FPV flight in, so let's give it a shot. I put it up in the air, I flicked it into manual mode, and this is how it went. At that point, that's when I realized that FPV is 2 things. It's addicting, and it's completely different from the simulator. Now, don't get me wrong. Getting into the simulator, perfect tool. I highly recommend doing that if you don't have a drone. I highly recommend you doing it if you have a drone. Let's go! I gotta hurry up because my battery is dying. You think we can charge it before it stops recording? Oh yeah. For a second there, I was like, dang, I really need to rush this because my battery is going crazy low, crazy fast. All right, now I'm good. We chilling. So I kept flying. And I kept crashing. But I kept flying, but I kept crashing. And I would crash more, but the crashes started to kind of become far and few in between. But that's when I kind of realized, now I kind of know what Sammy was talking about. If I were to break the DJI Avata 2, there's not a whole lot of ways that I can fix it. DJI kind of has a proprietary design, and it doesn't really allow you to really get in there and fix stuff and change things and that kind of stuff. With something like this, you have to send it in if it gets broken. And me, as someone who wants to really learn about the ins and outs of FPV, that's not really gonna work for me. And that's exactly what Sammy was talking about. You wanna learn on something that you can break and then rebuild. That way, if you need to completely build a FPV drone from scratch, you absolutely can. Every time you crash, you fix something. Every time you need to make a new drone, you build it. You can't necessarily do that with the DJI Avata 2. And now I'm starting to realize maybe this wasn't the best drone to get as my first drone. So what I ended up doing is getting my hands on this beast. All right, I know what you guys are thinking. That thing tiny, but don't let the looks fool you, you guys. I understand that it looks really small, But man, does this thing have some power? Does this thing have some agility? Does this thing have some speed? What I really love about this thing is, first and foremost, there are no safety features. There is no automatic. This is fully manual. This is the way to learn. Something like this is the way to learn. Because it's so small, you're able to smash this thing into stuff. You can crash this thing over and over again. I've crashed this thing probably 20 times. Do you mind if I borrow your ball real quick? I got my drone stuck in the tree. I just need to knock it out. And this thing still flies like a charm. Crashing is what this thing is for anyway. One of the sayings that I lived by when I was a skateboarder was, if you're not breaking anything, then you're not learning. And maybe that's the reason why I'm not a very good skateboarder, is because I never broke any bones, because I was definitely way too scared to do anything crazy. However, I did love filming my friends skateboarding all the time, and that's really what started my love for filmmaking in the first place. And speaking of, I mean, that's kind of where this started. Every time I hit the arm switch on my radio, not only am I arming the motors on my FPV drones, but I'm also hitting record on the camera. And that gave me an outlet to be able to create. And that's kind of how this started. This whole YouTube channel started from that. I've got all of this footage. Every single time I fly, I'm getting footage whether I like it or not. So why not use it as an outlet to be able to create, to learn, to share? That's one of the things that I love about FPV, is that it gave me the outlet to be able to be creative. And I love it. It's great. And if you guys love it as much as I love it, man, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. Not only is it going to help me grow my channel, but it's also going to be able to help others learn by watching my journey. So after spending about a week with this thing, I've decided that I was going to go ahead and pick up something that was a little bit more powerful. From GEPRC, the Synolog 30 V3. And let me tell you guys, this thing is awesome. I haven't flown my DJI Mavic 2 since buying this thing, and I'm able to learn the proper way with the GEPRC Synolog 30 V3. I mean, this thing is a sub 250 grams, and it also makes it to where you can strap 4S batteries onto it, which make it more powerful. It gives you a little bit longer flight time. It's got a DJI 04 Pro unit in it, and the footage that comes out of this thing is just absolutely amazing. You realistically don't need to strap a GoPro to the top, even though it does have the mounts on top, to be able to do so if you were to want to do something like that. It's not fully necessary, because the footage that comes out of this thing is just absolutely incredible. It's giving you that amazing footage. You can shoot in log, which is going to give you opportunity to be able to color correct all of your stuff to your liking, just like the Tiny Whoop. This also has a DJI 04 light unit in it, and that means that every single one of these drones, you can hook them directly to the DJI V3 goggles, and they work seamlessly with each other. I think it was a pretty wise decision to pick up the DJI Mavic 2. I'm just saying. At this point, I'm starting to feel a lot more comfortable with everything. I mean, I'm even getting into understanding expos and rates and all that kind of stuff. I can't articulate that necessarily through video at this point, but when I start to get more familiar with it, I'll definitely make a video for you guys. This just kind of, I don't know, it just has me firing on all cylinders now. Like, being able to get myself out of my comfort zone, ooh, that's not good, has not only helped me mentally, but it's helped me creatively. I'm able to wake up in the morning, every morning, super early. I'm able to go to the gym, and then as soon as I'm done with the gym, I'm out flying. So I challenge you guys, get outside of your comfort zone, learn something new. So remember earlier in the video when I was holding that box? Well, that's referring to a video that I'm gonna be making soon about how 2 years ago I quit FPV. I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit more about why I quit and when I quit. And that story is going to be taking place in Las Vegas in a couple of weeks at WrestleMania, which is super exciting. And here's a little secret, you guys. We're meeting Stone Cold Steve Austin. Don't tell anybody about it. Make sure that you're surprised when you see it. But anyways, much love, you guys. I really appreciate you guys checking this video out. And if you guys want to see more of this content, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. It helps me as a small content creator grow. And yeah, peace and love, you guys. We'll see you on the next one.